Hey developers, welcome to DevCovery. Today, we're bringing you the hottest open source projects trending on GitHub, so you don't miss any tech developments worth your attention.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a trending project on GitHub, open-lovable, a powerful tool that can clone and recreate any website as a modern React app in just seconds. It's rapidly gaining popularity because it transforms the tedious process of front-end scaffolding into an instant automated workflow, letting you jump straight into customization. What if you could clone any website and turn it into a modern, editable application? Not in days, but in mere seconds. A new project on GitHub is showing that this is no longer science fiction. It's a tool that completely reframes how we start new web projects, using the entire internet as its blueprint. The project is called open-lovable, and it comes from the team at Firecrawl. It's an open-source tool that does exactly what it sounds like. It clones any website and rebuilds it as a modern React application, all through a conversational AI interface. And it's catching on fast. The project has already rocketed past 27,800 stars on GitHub, with over 300 of those added in just one day. That kind of rapid growth shows it's hitting a real pain point for developers. So, what problem is it solving? Well, starting a new web application or modernizing an old one can be a real grind. Developers often burn hours or even days on just the initial setup. Think about it. Configuring build tools, writing boilerplate code, and manually translating a design into a new framework. It's a slow, repetitive process. Before a tool like open-lovable, this was all done by hand. The project's unique angle is to treat any website URL as a launchpad. Instead of starting from a blank page, developers can clone a site's structure and style, and then use simple, natural language to tweak and refine it. This approach lets you skip the most tedious parts of front-end development entirely. So, how does it all work under the hood? The architecture is built on Next.js, using a backend for front-end, or best friends forever, design pattern. The user interface talks to a set of back-end API routes that manage the whole workflow. The process unfolds in three critical stages. First, it uses the Firecrawl service to intelligently scrape a target website. This isn't just a simple copy-paste. It performs a structured analysis to extract clean HTML and even brand styles. Second, this structured data is fed into a large language model of your choice, like Gemini or OpenAI. A very carefully crafted prompt tells the AI to convert that static HTML into a modular, modern React application, typically using Tailwind CSS for styling. You can think of it as an expert developer translating an old blueprint into a modern building plan. Finally, the generated code is automatically deployed to a sandbox environment using services like Vercel or E2B. This gives you an instant, live preview of the new site. And maybe the most clever part? There's a feedback loop that watches for code errors, so the system can actually detect when the AI makes a mistake and potentially self-correct. In the real world, this tool is a game changer for front-end developers who need to prototype quickly or start a migration project. Instead of starting from scratch, they can generate a solid foundation in just minutes. But it's not just for developers. It also empowers product managers and designers, who can now create interactive prototypes just by providing a URL and describing changes in plain English. For a startup or a hackathon team, this is huge. It means cloning a reference design to get a functional layout almost instantly. Now, there is a small hurdle. The initial setup requires configuring several API keys, but once that's done, the workflow is incredibly smooth. The community feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. People are praising its incredible speed and its modern tech stack. Developers especially appreciate that it's open source and self-hostable, seeing it as a powerful alternative to closed-off commercial services. But of course, there are some rational concerns. Some users find the setup process complex, since it requires juggling multiple API keys for different services. Others also point out that the generated code, while a fantastic starting point, still needs a human touch for final optimization and to ensure legal compliance. But let's take a contrarian view for a moment. The project's greatest strength could also be its biggest weakness, its deep reliance on external APIs. The tool's stability and cost are directly tied to the pricing and uptime of Firecrawl, various LLM providers, and sandbox platforms. Imagine running this at scale. Managing thousands of temporary sandbox environments could quickly become a huge operational and financial headache. On top of that, the quality of AI-generated code is still a major variable. It might produce inefficient or even insecure code, and its ability to correctly parse highly complex, JavaScript-heavy websites remains an open question. In the end, open-lovable is much more than just a code generator. It represents an entirely integrated workflow for AI-assisted website redevelopment. And why does this matter? Because it's pioneering a new paradigm, one where the vast existing web becomes a direct, interactive launchpad for creating new applications. It dramatically shortens the path from an idea to actual working code.
That's all for today's DevCovery. We hope these GitHub trending projects spark some inspiration for your development work. You can find all the repos mentioned in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you tomorrow at the same time.